Papá, esto es para ti. I'm not here to teach you anything or to give you answers. My job today is to solve disruptive and provocative questions in your mind. Questions that if you search for their answers, they could potentially change your life. Today, I'm not going to talk about a trend, but about a mega trend. Megatrends comes around once or twice each century, and they turn your world upside down. I'm talking about sex among machines. And I want you to know, we are about to experience one of the most radical technological changes that humanity has ever seen. It's going to have an impact in your jobs. I promise that. Your job might be different. Some jobs might even disappear. But at the same time, new jobs will be created that would demand very specific skills. I'm talking about meta skills. Feeling, observing, intuition, dreaming. Things that machines can't do, at least not for now. In the next decade, a phenomenon is about to happen that has the power to mold the world, change cultures, and smash paradigms. And I'm talking about the Internet of Things. It's something that is moving from a future speculation to a present reality. And the basic idea behind it is that everything that is disconnected in the world will be connected in order to make our lives better. One of the big changes that the Internet of Things will bring is that right now, the Internet is pull-based. The machine is at the center, and we go to the machine. In less than 10 years, the Internet is going to be push-based. We are going to be at the center, and the Internet is going to come to us through every single device that surrounds us. Now let's build the puzzle together, all right? At the end of 2014, more than 3 billion people were connected to the Internet. But check this out. Today, more than 4 billion people are not, I'm going to repeat that, are not connected to the Internet. The most transformational advance in terms of technology, the Internet, and that we take for granted, simply does not exist for more than half of planet Earth. Don't you forget that. Just to be in perspective and see the opportunities and challenges ahead. Look, in 2013, estimates says that around 2 billion machines were interconnected, were having sex between themselves. By 2025, the estimate says that more than 20 billion machines are going to be connected, recording our every movement, our passions, our behaviors, entertainment, health, needs. It's about everything around us becoming more intelligent. Check this out. As amazing as this is going to sound, 90% of the world's data was created in the past 2 years. In the few seconds it took me to say that last sentence, more than 85,000 photos and more than 5 million minutes of video have been uploaded to the Internet. The quantity of data available is just obscene. A very important point in my presentation is that data traffic is key to have a fully developed Internet of Things. In 2016, in the present, data traffic is expected to reach 110 exabytes a month. Just to be clear, 1 exabyte equals 1 billion gigabytes. This would require us to move from LTE, that's long-term evolution, That's the technology that your cell phones use to what is already known as LTE, MTC, long-term evolution, machine-type communication, that will allow us to be connected 24/7, faster speeds, and more coverture than traditional LTE. The idea is to enter an era where our potential is not limited by our data transmission capacity. But one thing is almost sure, and it's that ultra-fast internet connection won't be equally distributed among the people. And the person who can't pay for this kind of service is not going to be able to enjoy the new experiences that will be created. But even more interesting, people check this out. Even more interesting is that there might be a new division in social classes. One that is not going to be based on the financial aspect only, but in the availability of ultra-fast internet in your city. Something that money can't buy, something that you can't control. We're going to have people who are digital literates, and we're going to have people who are digital illiterates. We're going to stop talking about illiterate people, and we're going to start talking about digital illiterates. These are people who knows how to read and write, but that don't understand the digital world. What is going to be the consequence of that? I'm going to leave that question to you, all right? Right now, we're moving from the era of M to P, communication from machine to person, to the era of M to M. That's communication from machine to machine. An era where machine intelligence will be superior to that of humans, and they'll have the ability to make decisions for us. Or what is called sentience. Those are machines who would perceive and react to very, very complex situations. I have a question for everybody here in the room. Do you know what deep learning is? In a nutshell, those are machines that will learn by themselves. Machines so advanced, picking what is known as big data. Big data are huge amounts of data that will be analyzed by computers to reveal patterns in human behavior. That data will be classified, so the machines could make hypotheses without human interaction. They would make intelligent decisions considering all the knowledge we have accumulated through the history of mankind. Something that is just impossible for a sole human mind. When this happens, because it's going to happen, would you consider this? Can you imagine a company led by a machine that makes the decisions and responds to a board of directors? In terms of hierarchy, we're going to be at the top or at the bottom of the command chain in relation to the most advanced machines. More questions for you? I know some of you may be asking, like, but how's that even possible? Well, people, just do me a favor. Can you please take a look at this picture? Some people look up, others look down, some people look to either side. Two of you took a look at your cell phones. Do you want to know a curious but revealing fact? The average attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds. The average attention span of a human being is 8 seconds. So officially, that fish has the capacity to focus on something more than most human beings. Now imagine what's going to happen when we have machines that has all their attention on their assigned task. Who would modify their conduct? Who would learn from their mistakes? No breakfast, no lunch, no cigarette breaks, no time wasted taking a bath, no sex, simply without sleeping. Exactly. Now, that was the dark side of the Internet of Things, but let's go to the side of the force, all right? Let's do that. Let's see the possibilities of the Internet of Things in our daily lives. This is so cool. Imagine opening the door of your house just by passing your watch in front of the doorknob through a technology known as NFC, near field communication. That's what we use for Apple Pay. Or imagine clothes that will monitor your heartbeat in order to track your health. And I know some people here hate going to the supermarket. Check this out. Imagine entering the supermarket and you're going to be detected by your phone or watch. You're going to put the products in your cart and you will never, ever wait in line again. Because through nanotechnology, the products will be debited from your account when you cross the exit door that doubles as a Wi-Fi checkout system. And I could keep on giving examples about things that might sound as science fiction, but the truth is, those technologies already exist. Let's go even further. Let me give you an example of the possibilities of the Internet of Things in the city of Oulu. This is a city in Finland. A lot of people say that this is the most advanced city in the world, that is around 2 to 3 years ahead of the United States. In Oulu, there's internet throughout all the city. You don't ask, there's internet here or there. You don't do that. Parents, through their TV sets and a special thermometer, take the temperature of their kids. And then, through a very cool software, it is determined if the kid needs to go to the doctor's office. If it's not necessary, a set of instructions will be sent through the internet. And if it's necessary to go to the doctor's office, the appointment will be made through the TV set. Please don't get me wrong here. I'm not talking about the future. But this is the present, and it is happening right now. The Internet of Things is not about the machines being connected. A lot of people has that wrong. It's about us, we, the people, being connected in a conscious and unconscious way for the rest of our lives. We are going to be the last generation who could choose when to be online and when to be offline. In a decade, our lives will be online forever. Now let's talk about even more possibilities of the Internet of Things and have some fun with me, okay? Please, let your imagination fly. Imagine having the best doctors from around the world operating you from thousands and thousands of miles away. They are in Tokyo, you are in San Juan. It is possible through a machine called the Da Vinci. This would allow first-rate health talent to be accessible to people who otherwise could have not been exposed to this quality of service. This, in part, will be responsible for a prediction that has a lot of people talking. That the first human to live 150 years is already born. In the security industry, imagine you were in a car crash, okay? the airbags goes off, your car will automatically call 911 and give your exact location through GPS. Then one of the radio speakers would open communication with the emergency service without the need of using your hands. And how about this? Blind people. Blind people who are highly limited in movement will be able to travel for hundreds and hundreds of miles in their self-driving cars, so they could surprise visit their beloved grandchildren who live 3 hours away. Now, on an ethical level, there are a lot of complex questions about how to program a machine to emulate human decisions. Please, can you imagine this scenario? A self-driving car needs to make a millisecond decision about running down a 3-year-old kid or a 70-year-old woman. What's going to be the criteria to decide who's going to get run down? It's going to be age, sex, or any other characteristic that the machine detects through the technology known as face recognition. Is the 3-year-old kid the one who's going to get run down because the machine detects he suffers from a terminal illness? Or is the 70-year-old woman the one who's going to get run down because at least she has lived more than the boy? There are a lot of questions, but none of them are powerful enough to stop the fact that this technology is going to hit the road soon in a massive way. The Internet of Things will bring transformational advances and at the same time, new challenges and situations that the human race has never faced before. In the end, the Internet of Things is about making our lives better through interconnected machines at our service in ways that we can't imagine. I'm going to make my last point very clear. I'm not talking about an evolution, but this is a revolution, and you are invited to participate. The question is, what are you going to do? Thank you very much.